How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I love the young people.
ADC!
UFC 283. What a fight card to kick off the year and switch the narrative of the UFC after all this crazy stuff is going on. Just quickly want to go over some fights that I found interesting, and then I'm going to bed. Terrence McKinney versus Balfine. It was an Ishmael Balfine, one of the Balfine brothers. I am high on Terrence McKinney, so I was quite surprised to see him get outclassed like that. But Balfine, even though it was a debut, he's been fighting forever. So that was crazy. What I think you do is you put him and his brother, Gabriel, on the same card, and you elevate them because they're both very good, talented fighters. So if you put them on the same card, you can elevate them. For Terrence McKinney, I think him versus Paddy Pimblett in the third slot of a pay-per-view sells because Terrence McKinney showed that he can lose. Paddy Pimblett needs to step up in competition. So I think that'd be a great fight. You know, him versus Paddy. So I think that should be looked at. Rodriguez versus the jiu-jitsu guy that knocked him out. That was wild. I'm a big fan of RoboCop, so crazy to see him get leveled like that. The punch wasn't even that hard. It was just good placement. Shogun Hua, it's good to see the OG kind of walk away. It was hard to kind of see that fight. He just didn't look in fighting shape. And these young cats are just like making a name off him, and it was good to see him walk away from the fights. Johnny Walker and Paul Craig. Paul Craig is the weirdest anomaly for me. Like, it's so weird to pick him because, like, he beat Jamal Hill and Goliath, but he loses to Johnny Walker, who has a deficiency in wrestling. I don't know. Weird fight. I don't know what to do with both of them. I don't know. Make them rematch. Even though he knocked them out. Lauren Murphy versus Jessica Andrade. That was the worst beating I've ever seen in my life. They should have threw the towel in. It was no reason for her to go out there for 5 more minutes of getting abused. Like, just a terrible. The corner got to throw that in. Like, it just didn't. There was no reason to keep that fight going. She was just outclassed, and it was Jessica's night. It was no reason to keep going. Jeff Neal. Neil Magny versus Gilbert Burns. Neil Magny can't wrestle or grapple. It was a clear path to victory for Gilbert Burns. I would love to see Gilbert versus Shavkov Rachmanov. I can't say his name, but I know he's fighting Jeff Neal soon. But I think that if he gets past Jeff Neal, that'd be a great fight for him. And for Neil Magny, him versus Wonder Boy, Michelle Fajeda, that'd be a good fight. Brandon Moreno versus Davison Figueiredo. No, I know it kind of ended in a weird way, but Brandon he just came prepared. And to be honest with you, Figgy's not going to be able to make that weight constantly. So Brandon's going to rule that division for a while. Figgy's going to go up to 135. I think that was the best case scenario for the UFC, for Figgy to lose that fight. And Jamal Hill versus Glover Teixeira. It was good to see Glover walk away as well. He performed well in his later years, but these young cats Jamal Hill just out athletic him. It seemed like he was just too fast. Even though the punches didn't hit, like the kicks, he was blocking them with one hand. You know, I actually got caught with that yesterday during sparring, and just blocking with one hand can fuck you up. It just seemed like he wasn't fast enough to block both at the same time. Look, pour all your resources into Alex, and Alex can go up to light heavyweight and eventually fight Jamal Hill. I think that'd be a great fight, or Yuri Prohaska, whichever one. But I think it was a good fight. Jamal looked good. I think he's gonna. Him versus Yuri. I just don't know who's gonna win. So I can't wait for that fight. Once again, great fights. UFC 283 really delivered. I'm so happy. You guys have a good night. Bye.